Hello and welcome to the home of the Ghost Owl as we continue our faction events timeline for Warhammer the Old World, which takes place at the end of the 23rd century, and we're looking at the army books from Warhammer Fantasy Battle 8th edition, or the last one the faction was issued, and in there are timelines based on the Imperial Calendar, and we're looking what events are taking place for that faction around the 23rd and 24th century, so the bit before and the bit after Warhammer the Old World. And we're now looking at the Skaven, who are not part really of the inside of Warhammer the Old World, just getting some sort of PDF legend style rules. So let's see what they were up to. So in 2207, another smaller warpstone meteorite crashes to the ground, this time in the Barren Hills. Skaven crews carry much of it away, but not all. A human wizard manages to grab one piece, and he transports it in secret to Castle Wittgenstein. In 2250, small skirmishes between the Skaven and Tomb Kings of Khemri turn into outright war. The war lasts for some 2 centuries and provides cover for the Skaven to greatly expand their tunnel network to the Southlands. Now, this is interesting. This is set. We've seen an image that says 2275 on the Warhammer the Old World logo, right? So what we see is that in 2250, for 200 years, the Skaven are in continued war against the Tomb Kings. The Skaven are not part of the Old World main factions, yet the Tomb Kings are. So, if you were having to think about factions that might be added or that could be added due to what's going on, there's certainly Skaven versus Tomb King battles taking place during this time frame. In 2302, the Great War against Chaos begins. The rising tide of dark magic prompts the Grey Seers to step in and call upon the Horned Rat for divine judgment over the warring clans. In a massive ceremony at Skavenblight during Vermintide, the great annual feast of the Horned God, the Grey Seers succeed in summoning an incarnation of the Horned Rat himself. The clan lords are terrified into a level of obedience and cooperation previously unthinkable, as the Horned One dictates the plan they are to follow. The Council of the 13 Lords of Decay is completely reorganised, and all hostilities are ended immediately. Warlords Nordwell, Vrisk Ironscratch, Grizz-necked Mancarver, and Paskrit the Vast join the council. In 2303, during the Great War against Chaos, the Skaven fight the Chaos armies as well as the armies of the Empire and Kislev. But after several hundred years of internecine warfare, the Skaven's numbers are almost exhausted. The Chaos hordes are eventually defeated by Magnus the Pious at Kislev, and the Skaven ambush several contingents of the Empire army as it returns home. And soon afterwards, minor plagues erupt in Nuln, Talabheim, and Marienburg. In 2302 to 2320, terror in Tylea. Many small towns near the blighted marshes are razed or disappear altogether. In 2320, during the winter of 2320 to 21, Clan Eshin gutter runners make a number of raids on Imperial, Bretonnian, Tylean and Estalian war fleets at anchor in their respective home ports. The gutter runners use fire pots and naphtha to burn the fleets with varying degrees of success. Many ships are badly damaged. 2321, Skaven warships are spotted in the Tylean Sea. Throughout the summer months, Skaven war fleets make several raids along the Estalian and Tylean coasts. One fleet is engaged and destroyed by dwarf ships from Barak Var, disappear from the surface altogether for the next 100 years, plotting, preparing, and building up their numbers. In 2393, a huge consignment of grain travelling by ship from Araby to Tylea fails to arrive. Skaven piracy is suspected, but never proven. And in 2399, Skaven of Clan Skyer begin developing warp-fire-powered underground locomotives known as warp rails. Originally used to move mining carts, they are soon adapted for troop transport as well. So there you go. That brings us to the end of the events in the Skaven timeline in their army book. And we can see they've got an awful lot of things going on, but it's all in that 24th century. So other than the war ongoing with the Tomb Kings during the time of the Old World, most of their entries are happening in that 24th century. I hope you found this interesting and informative of what the Skaven were up to in the time of the Old World. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't know, give it a thumbs down. Let me know why in the comments down below. And please hit that subscribe button. It's free for you to do, and it's a big deal for me, so thank you for that in advance. You've been watching The Ghost Owl. Tune back in. More faction event timelines to come.